All right. Welcome to Ears to the Street with Fact and Entertainment Meet. I am your host, Ace G, and it's been a long mother time, man. Like I gotta get my shit back right, man. It's been a minute since I've been on, but regardless of that, we got two special guests on right now. One is acting as a co-host, my guy Mind Over Matter. What's good with you, man?
Good, man. How y'all brothers doing?
Oh man, all good.
All good. And then I got my big homie from off the block, out the neighborhood. What you got your name? Rashawn Taylor, aka the Shot-Town Gutter Man. Man, I can't say enough about this guy, man. Like, just for me personally, has always been someone of inspiration, motivation, guidance, wisdom, and I'm honored to have you on today, bro.
Thanks, bro. Honored to be here.
Absolutely. So we got a couple more people coming in. Be patient with us. We got a lot to discuss. One of our main. Hey, how you doing, Tia?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing? One of our main topics, starting off. Actually, I'm gonna start it off with a video. I want to show y'all something, and then I just want to get everyone's opinion on it. After viewing it. As we go on, we're gonna have a lot more people popping into the live, popping into the discussion. So, hopefully it doesn't, sidetrack the fluidity of the stream. But we will be dealing with that as we go forward. How about, not to make it schoolish, but everyone introduce themselves, give a brief, some brief information about yourself, so our viewers will know exactly, who's on the panel. So let's start with you, Mind Over Matter.
Lamont Macon on social media. I'm just a regular brother out here that live off grid, work in the city, and I have an opinion about a lot of things based off experience.
There you go. All right, Rashawn Taylor, if you can go.
Yeah, I'm Rashawn Taylor, Chicago abstract artist. My focus is art, fashion, and music, print design, and just enjoying the journey on earth. That's it. Real simple thing. Just follow my discipline.
There we go. Beautiful. And you, Miss Tia Diva, go ahead and break it down to the people. Your resume and a little briefly some things about yourself.
Hey, everybody. My name is Tia, also known as Atiria Clark. I'm an attorney out here in Los Angeles, and also do a director of the Diva Lawyers Social Club. And yeah, just like Lamont, I have pretty much an opinion about everything. So,
all right.
Hello, everyone. And I'm driving, so I'll have my camera off.
Okay, no problem. So there you have it. Me, HG, I'm just a kid from the south side of Chicago, man. I don't do too much. That had a stint or have had some experience doing music, some acting, little acting. I got my media platform that we pumping, and we're gonna keep this thing rolling. So, okay, I got more people in the background, so let me bring them up. All right, here we go. We got none other than Dr. Enqi. You know what I'm saying? The naturopath, the herbalist, the author, the artist. You know what I'm saying? So go and introduce yourself briefly, Enq. Let the people know who they talking to.
Peace to the family out there. I am Dr. Enqi, father of 10. And that's pretty much it. Father of 10 pretty much sums up everything else that fit in that bag. So we leave that right there.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, we had something of the Matrix pop in and pop out. But yeah, welcome to the show, Inc. Definitely appreciate you hopping on, chiming in. And since you said that, I want to talk about that because especially, I know my guy Rashawn, he's a father there with you having children too. I just wanted to, and let's start off with you, Rashawn. The importance of fatherhood. The importance of fatherhood. I'm not sure how many kids you got, bro, but I know you got sons and you got daughters. And just let me know, let the audience know, what are some of the things you implement within parenthood to make sure you instill the values, principles, and morals that a child should have growing up.
Oh, so if you notice, I'm wearing a Gremlin shirt. So I just sent Samuel to Gremlin for electrical engineering. That's my second boy. My firstborn boy, Sean, is at Columbia College.
Okay.
My daughter, Morgan, is at Kenwood High School. She's an honor roll student on the cheer team in the dance. And then my other daughter, Maddie, she's at an international school into swimming. And so one of the things I implement as a father is when you turn the age of 5 in my house, we're going to lock you into some type of sport, some type of activity, some type of dance, something that so about time you're 18, you can be a master at it. You can be great at it. So one of the boys, he playing football. So next year, Gremlin, be looking out for Sam Taylor. He right now just chilling after a long season of lacrosse. Now he's focusing on his engineering. Right now he's at Grambling getting A's and B's. And so I just make sure that my kids are locked into something and that I take the time out to be present because time moves so quick and before you know it, they grown. And then, you missed out on this great journey. So once I seen my father die early at 50 of cancer, I said, you know what? I need to enjoy my family and I need to invest in them and I need to tell them the game. I'm not going to hide nothing from life. I'm not going to let nothing in life be hidden from you. I'm going to show you what it is and teach you these things. And so as a father, I just always try to encourage my children and teach them and have them make those decisions for themselves in life because I told them I just won't be here forever. So that's just it. I try to make sure they eat great food. So we follow the 5 pillars of health. We make sure we drink our water. We make sure we absorb our nutrition. We make sure we exercise. We make sure we rest. And then we also make sure we keep low stress levels. We try to practice staying calm even though it's hard, but that add to our longevity. So these are things that I teach as a father. And then I also teach my children about rap music and what these messages are doing to them. So I say, come on, let's listen to it and let's break it down. But let me tell you why they're saying it, because this is why they're saying it, so you can do this. So once they know the game, now they become more powerful. And so that's my job as a father, is just to give you the game, teach you where I messed up at, show you how to save your money and protect your bag, build your credit, eliminate debt, all the stuff I have to learn, I have to teach them that. And now they just off the chain. And that's all I got to say about fatherhood.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I want to ask you the same question, Enqi, but with what he said, especially when he hit on the rap part, I want to play a quick video for everyone. And then I want to come in with you, Enqi, and answer the same question after seeing this video. So I got it already prepped. All right. Are y'all seeing this?
I hear it.
Y'all heard it? Y'all didn't see it?
I hear it.
Let's hear it.
All right, my bad. Slow up. I must have hit the wrong thing. Slow up. My bad, y'all.
Listen, a lot of people is going to put the blame for that music on that child. In my humble opinion,
Don't even put what?
That's 100% parents right there.
Oh, okay.
Not only is it parents enabling that type of situation, but it's a step further because the child is obviously not in that space yet.
Right.
So the parents are also providing the content. You know what I'm saying? And then providing the place to record, etc., etc. So
yeah, I want you to go in on it, but I feel like I ain't do y'all justice because y'all heard it. But
no. Listen, we had a bunch of them. That's why I was over here dancing, because I heard this song, and there's like 2 or 3 more with a bunch of little 7-year-olds talking about they got Dracos and all kinds of
yeah.
Bruh, listen. I would suggest folks move to states where it's still legal to provide corporal punishment for your children.
All right, so let me show the video. I'm kind of rusty with this fucking screen sharing stuff. Damn, I don't even know how to do this shit.
Is it on YouTube?
I got it off Instagram, but
Oh, okay. It might not be on YouTube.
Shit. What the fuck I'm doing? I'm getting lost now. All right, be patient with me, y'all. I'm gonna figure it out.
What's the name of the song?
Man, I don't know. It's like one of them little clips on Instagram. I just downloaded it.
Gotcha.
But give me one moment.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, we can also talk about we can also bring in just, some conversation about the music business. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
one of the main things that I try to, so you got to think, in America, right? Slavery is still popping. Slavery is still big business, but slavery operates through debt and prison, and the prison system. So
in the workforce,
for me, right, and also contract. You can volunteer or sign up for anything. But with these record labels, the fact that they're actually banks or attached to banks is the craziest thing, because we know, coming out of the neighborhood, one of the biggest things that we struggle with is financial literacy in any form. So to find the least educated,
oh, there you go.
To find the least educated amongst us and sign them up to a bank to get a big loan, and then the loan is predicated on you being able to grow into the music that you're creating, and then demonstrate and live out that music. There has to be a community. So I think that's where community responsibility comes in at. We've been playing games with this type of music for so long. It's like, for me, born in 1977 in the South Bronx with rap, we've been playing with this too long. You know what I'm saying? And it's like every single generation that comes along, we want to start to clean up the music right after we get our opportunity to get a few dollars. So even though we know it's what it is, we still want to be able to sign in and get us a little bit of check and get us a little, like, we just gotta, we gotta open up opportunities that we can work around that for our youth, and really provide them with a different direction to be swaggy, to be important, to have nice looking women, to have nice looking things, to be able to enjoy themselves and live their life.
Yeah, my bad. And I definitely heard you.
No. Nah, you all good. I'm just saying, like, we got to really examine these other things that, because what happens is these are huge problems, and when we have conversations sometimes like this, we'll zero in and we'll go, the parents of that child need to get their butt whooped, or you know what I'm saying, like we'll zero in. And the problem of what is coming out in the music is a cultural thing. It's not an individual problem. You know, we got to stand up for that. That has to be a group challenge, you know,
Right.
because
But I kind of feel like, I wish I could get the fucking video working, but I kind of feel like, I mean, I agree with everything you saying, but I'm just trying to see, like, why is it getting so much more violent? Like,
because that's an easy answer. Because because you got to one up the last one so you get your deal. So
like,
if the music is violent,
kill 20 people there, he only killed 15.
that's think about it. Listen, they removed the lyricism a long time ago. See, the purpose of removing lyricism, see, niggas don't think well. When they start coming out with so much candy bar rap, most people said, oh, this is record labels. They promoting this candy bar rap because they just want to pimp the artist and make money, blah, blah, blah. They could do that with anybody. They could pimp artists that's lyrical and get that. Like, they don't need to pick and choose garbage to do that. The reason why they took the emphasis off of lyrics and lyricists is so that the onus to prove yourself would not be based on intelligence. It would be based on the debauchery that you got in the music. So the girls, if they talking about sex, you know, you watch the evolution of it, talking about a tongue kiss and going into bed and sleeping overnight, to, yeah, I'll deep throw the Sprite bottle. And then, you know, you got Sexy Red when I'm riding around looking for I'm just looking for Pound Town, like, it's got to go up based on that now, instead of lyrics, where back in the days, that's how you one up. You showed that you could, similes and metaphors and all that kind of thing. Now it's about, if I'm rapping about hustling, I've got to prove that I've made more money drug dealing than the last guy that was rapping. If I'm rapping about punching people in the face, I've got to prove that when I go to battle raps, somewhere in the middle of the battle, I'm getting ready to, like, you got to show whatever your character is that you're him. And, every generation is going to get progressively worse until the hammer comes down. Now, go ahead. Yeah, jump in. Anybody.
So I first of all, I agree with you. And the thing is, if you analyze the messages, they do certain things. They cause certain reactions. And so that's what you got to understand. See, listen, I'm going to be clear with you guys. I don't know about y'all, but my people been here for thousands of years in America. All right? We ain't come off no slave ship. We've been here, period. And when they came to this land, they seen folks that look like me. They seen them in Florida, from Louisiana, through Georgia, through Mississippi, all the way up through Canada, New York, Boston, all these black tribes.
All down into Mexico.
All over, everywhere. Everywhere.
That's a fact. Talk your shit.
Black folk, been there. And next thing you know, the brothers up there in Canada getting hit by the British. The brothers in Louisiana getting hit by the French. You got everybody hitting their pamper. Next thing you know, our world changed. And from then on there, you have to now figure out a way to keep control of these people, because we do know you are from tribes. We do understand this, and we really can't let you go. So it's still a form of slavery to keep you in control. Now, if I'm talking about kill a nigga, kill a nigga, kill a nigga, kill a nigga, kill everything, that makes 15 million children whose brains not fully developed turn into straight up killers. They think it's cool to blow me away. And if they don't blow me away, then they ain't got no bodies. They ain't one enough. Now, that's a genius strategy if you want the culture to be a cancer to itself and destroy yourself. That's
certified fact.
Man.
Hey, flawless strategy. Hey, look.
The only way you can beat a black man is with a black man.
Hold on, wait a minute. I got to add something to this. I just was watching a clip earlier with DJ Academic. See, and this is why I'm saying it's got to be a cultural thing, because these guys, the academics, the Vlads, like what their contribution is speeds up the death toll. So Academics did a video earlier talking about Michael Irvin's son. Remember, Michael Irvin just came out and said, his son gangster rapping and he talking crazy, reckless in his music, but he grew up in a mansion with, servants and, so DJ Academics got pulled up the video of his son and his partner rapping, talking their shit. They got, guns out in the video and they talking that talk. And DJ Academic goes, yo, let me let you know. He stops the guy. Let me let you know something. If you smoking regular weed in this video, you are not a real gangster. Your album shouldn't sell nothing until you get some dead homies, some dead ops. Until you out here putting in that work, you're not a real rapper. You're not. So
that's what Academic said.
That's this DJ Academic.
Hey,
so look, that's where the merger. That's where the merger and the word games come in, because now rapper has become synonymous with criminal, and the culture has moved from black people or African Americans or whatever we want to title ourselves, Moors or whatever we are, Israelites or whatever, but it's now become criminal culture only. And so the culture is criminal culture. So what the culture is talking about, killing black,
is destroying yourself.
Raping.
It sounds like, I want to step in real quick. It sounds like everybody in agreement with what was detailed. I want to take an opposing side. It seemed like it kept being brought up that this is what they doing, but the black people are in compliance with what these people are doing. You know what I mean? Because this is what they do. This is what they do. These secret organizations, these secret meetings, and these type of people.
No. I don't say that, because these people got names and they work in offices. Kanye was calling names out of people in offices. These wasn't no secret individuals. But I'm with you 1,000%. That's why I said the culture is responsible to people.
But the culture, like a culture like what culture, a culture of what, like what people, a culture of what? When we use that word,
everybody who participates in the music, everybody who lets their children from 1 or 2 years old soak that in, and that reruns in the back of their brain more than even the voices of their mothers and fathers. That right there is because when you really break it down, the human body really is nothing but a complex set of interwoven crystals. Crystals work on frequency and repetition.
That's right.
So we're dealing with, like, for instance, when I got to Detroit, I opened up a school in Detroit, and I got to see firsthand myself what incomplete brain development is. And when I sat down and applied myself to learn how that happens, and just so simple, it was mind-blowing. The same way that a baby will die if it doesn't get touched, you know what I'm saying? Because touch, that transfer of infrared from parent to baby is so important. That gets more complex, and the touch moves from physical to mental. It becomes pheromones. It becomes the sound of the parents' voices. So there's a relationship between deviant sexual behavior in young men that didn't have the pheromones of strong men around. Even if it wasn't the father, it was an older brother or uncle or somebody, those pheromones are important. These are things that's intangible. when young girls are raised in a house without their father, on average, they get their periods 3 years earlier.
Oh wow.
So this is a whole nother, like, there's a whole nother level to these conversations. You know what I'm saying? Like, but on the most basic level, if we just saying responsibility, I'm saying the responsibility starts with the people that buy the music. They buy the video games with the music in it. Like you know, it's you know. So
let me interject right quick. Like, all I can do is speak from my own experience. So
you started this mess with that clip. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I mean, Rashawn brought up fatherhood, and then I wish I could work it out to show y'all can see the video. But this is a 6-year-old rapping in front of a microphone, has a handful of money, throws the cash up in the air, and he's basically talking about, I got the Glock, the police get behind us, we doing 60 on the freeway, and he probably can't even ride a bike yet. You know.
Can I ask you something?
Go ahead.
He's how old? He's how old?
6 years old.
So what you think, if his programming like that at 6, what would he be doing at 17?
Right, that's right, exactly. That's right. But that's the thing, though. It's like, I understand the parents are to blame, then the neighborhood is to blame, and then whatever else is to blame. But like, how do you like? We could put responsibility on ourselves, but what are the steps to do this? You see what I'm saying? Because I take my.
I don't think you can escape the music when it's on your radio station and it's everywhere you go. It's like you said, it's in your video game. It's everywhere.
Okay, who's controlling those mediums to where it's gonna get there regardless? So should we not buy televisions? Should we not buy radios? You know,
you have to just educate. You have to educate your children. Let me tell you something, Mike. You remember being a kid and sneaking and doing and listening to whatever you
right. And that's the example I was gonna bring up. I remember I had Spice One, America KKK, right. Took it on the school bus.
Let me ask you this, Mike. Listen, y'all. Let me just say this. I watched Friday the 13th, Freddy Krueger. I watch all type of shit. I love scary movies. I love scary movies. Niggas getting toe off, heads ripped. I don't care about the art, you guys. I'm just saying, if your mind is not strong enough to, my nigga was just singing pound, pound, pound. I was just singing. What's this shit in my head I'm thinking? You know what I'm saying? But I had to stop myself, right? But I'm strong enough to not go out here and kill nobody after I hear it. You know what I'm saying? And so that's all I'm saying with our youth is they hear this and they take it literally.
Right.
I look at Jason, I don't want to go out there rip you with a, you know what I'm saying? They look at Jason, they ready to go out and chop somebody up.
Well, I think on that side of it, you know, from that side of it, it's more about survival and economics. You know, from the position I'm in now and how I raise my children, I still remember me. My mom smoked crack. My father sold heroin. I was abandoned as a kid. So I understand you being placed in a situation and you don't really have time to think about all of those things yet. You just got to survive. And whatever's right there in your immediate space, that's the mechanism. And as the neighborhood begins to focus in and reward everything based on the attainment of money, that's where the problem comes in at. Like, my father taught me that it wasn't about getting money. It was about what you did with your money. Right. Nowadays, it's about just getting money. So you got women that's prostitutes or whatever they do, and they didn't slept their way to $1 million, and then they turn around and write a book on being an entrepreneur. Right. And you got women supporting them books to their daughters, like, yo, yeah, this lady's an entrepreneur. Right. She had sex with 75 celebrities, and then she opened up a t-shirt business, and now she's an entrepreneur. Right. And so, like, them little basics, like, if we look in the conscious community, look at what just happened with Polite. everybody's swinging off this nigga's nuts because it looks like he's playing up like he got a few dollars. Having a few dollars, that cultural shift is a big part of this whole thing. Because back in the days, it didn't matter how you got your money because nobody in the neighborhood was proud of dirty money. And you wasn't even recognized as a real man until people saw you raising your children and putting something back into the community. So because the onus was to raise babies and to build up the community, the young men wanted the women to be attracted to them, and to earn the best looking, most intelligent women's attentions, they had to be about their business. That devolved with the help of the music to just attaining the money any kind of way, which is the reason why they're flashing it. Because you don't have.
I want to add something to that with you. Now it's a reason for that. Okay, that's another. Listen, as an artist, do you know what my job is? Every day I need to be working on designs, going on this journey. Let me tell you, God made an eagle. What is the eagle out here doing? He's flying. What a bear out here doing? Trying to get him some salmon. What a rat. He out here and everybody doing what they doing, right? But here it is, you being controlled. You being manipulated and molded into something. This is where we got to wake up at. You are responsible for your own destiny. You are responsible for your own journey in life. You are the master of your fate. I was gaining weight. I had to change my diet. I was getting dried up. I had to drink my water and do what I was supposed to do. So at the end of the day, you have to take your power back in life. I can't blame my daddy for what he didn't teach me. I got to snap out of it and teach my kids. Because I believe we got the power to adjust. I always tell people, African Americans, y'all spend $1.4 trillion. It's the reason why you're under control. It's the reason why the Black Wall Streets get burnt down. It's the reason why because guess what? The only way you're going to control $1.4 trillion if you keep these people divided. And I understand that. I'd do it to y'all asses too if I wasn't on y'all side. Y'all got all the talent. You got all the melanin, you sexy chocolate motherfuckers. You goddamn it running around here slam dunking the ball. You're flipping around the gym. Y'all making Michael Jacksons and Princes. And if y'all go off and back yourself and do y'all make all the trends and then we ain't go. No, I understand. I do. And they have to do everything they can to tear y'all asses up. That's what you have to do.
Let me interject, Rashawn, for a second. We have Dr. Thompson on here. I know Tia Diva is driving, so she can't cam up right now. And Amani Clark, I don't know who Amani Clark is. Do you guys mind putting your cameras on? Would you guys be able to do that?
Oh, hello, Mike. Where I'm at is just like I'm not. Yeah, that's why I got mine off because there's a lot of stuff going on right now. So that's why I said, I'm going to listen to the podcast, but got the camera off so it don't pick up all the other stuff, where I'm at.
Okay, no problem. So for the two people that just came in, Amani Clark and Dr. Davis, let's go with you, Dr. Thompson. I'm sorry. Dr. Thompson, can you just briefly, tell us some about yourself and some of your credentials?
Yes, Dr. Thompson. I am, Mike. I am family. I'm your family. I'm married to your cousin, Marvin.
All right.
Yes. I was a teacher for 30 something years. I have my master's degree in early childhood education and curriculum instruction. I have 2 doctoral degrees, one in divinity studies and the other one in sociology. And I'm all about the Black movement. At my church, I'm very active. I just started a ministry where the kids, they pray, and they're from 4 to 9. They praise God through baton twirling and flagging, because not only is it a skill set, they're praising God, but it's giving these young ladies a skill set. So when they go to high school, if they decide to be on a flag team or a majorette team, when they get ready to go to college, they can get a scholarship also for being a majorette or, a flag girl. So it's giving them a skill when they get older. And like I said, these young people are from 4 to 9, and they're good. When they perform, people are like, oh my God, they're not just cute, they're good too. These young ladies, and we have one boy. I mean, they're very disciplined. They're very disciplined. These parents, and they are African American. These parents bring these kids to practice on time. These parents are very dedicated, and I just love it. And I'm all about the Black cause and the Black movement. Beautiful. And empowering the Black community.
Awesome. I want to go to Miss Clark. Please tell us about yourself.
Before we go to Miss Clark real quick, I just want to say that one of my older daughters actually benefited from somebody who had something like that. So that is a very real thing. When you go to high school, you got that little flag in the step with the baton and all that. That is that in our communities, that may not mean anything anymore in 2023. But in the collegiate setting, that is definitely something that will get you ahead of somebody if your child is close in consideration. So I definitely wanted to, thank you for doing the same thing that I was able to use to get a little money off for my baby to go to school. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's a real thing right there.
Keep investing in those babies. That is right.
Yeah, that's dope. Miss Clark, please briefly tell us about yourself and some of your accolades. I see you be all over the place, so go ahead and let them know what you do.
How y'all doing? Peace and blessings. I'm still collecting myself. I actually am just waking up from a nap, and I was like, oh yeah, let me hop on. But yes, I'm in the world of entertainment. I'm an electrician. And outside of that, what I do on a 9 to 5, I'm just a student of what I put on paper once, the resurrection of life. Like we're waking up in life. And so I've just been, a student, a listener, a follower of a lot of people in a conscious community. My parents were Black Panthers in New Jersey. Coming up when I was like a baby and whatnot. My mom had been a part of Sacred Woman back when Queen Afua was just starting out of her house. They both have passed away when I turned 21. So around that time, I was, still trying to figure out a lot of stuff. But I see that like for my own self, like I benefited the most from just listening to a lot of what they were talking about and just still having an open ear to listen and follow the signs and realizing that the world is not what you think it is. So I've always just kept my ear to the street, and just, keep my mind to myself and just in some books and stuff and just staying curious. So, I stay tapped in, I've been like a pescatarian for the past 5 years, but I'm really, really, really like ready to let the fish go. But yeah, it's just good to be here with you guys.
Absolutely. I appreciate you I appreciate you coming onto the platform for the first time. I'll be seeing you behind the video camera at The Price is Right and and all type of big major events. So that's definitely a cool thing to you know what I'm saying, how you on the platform with your experiences.
I'm an electrician on Days of Our Lives. I'm the only Black electrician in Hollywood. That's what I like to say, but basically
Oh wow, that's dope. That's amazing right there. So I want to wrap it up on the hip hop thing with the kid, but we didn't get a women's perspective. So I want to go with you, Dr. Thompson, first. So I don't know if you've seen it, but I played a video of a 6-year-old rapping, and basically in that rap, he was talking about getting money, shooting people with the Glock. running from the police. If he see you, he gonna twirl the block and Draco you up and all this stuff. So as an educator and someone who works with kids closely, I just wanted to get your take on hip hop and young children. This boy was 6 years old talking about this. I just want to get, if you were a teacher as you are, and you seen a 6-year-old boy having a cipher saying this type of stuff, what would be your reaction right as you was walking up to him?
Well, let me just say this, and I'm gonna start, and I'm just gonna put it in perspective. As a African American parent, and I love hip hop. I have relatives that are in the business. I love it, but I think everything should be put in proper perspective. You're talking about a 6-year-old. When my kids were young, my kids, they listened to rap, but all their music that I brought was edited, because I believe parents control the environment. It is our responsibility to control the environment of our children. So my kids would be like, oh, I want this CD. I want this CD. Of course, I would go and get it, but it had to be edited. Now, if they did not want edited music, they could not listen to it, because I was in control of that situation, because I'm the parent. They were not. Now, when you get a certain age and you get out of my house, then you can listen to whatever you want to listen to. But while you're in my house, you're listening to edited music. Now, even with my grandson, I listen to hip hop in the car, but all my music is edited, and that's by choice. That's by choice, because I grew up in an era where the hip hop artists, they did not do all that cursing, with the heavy D's and, the, Big Daddy Kanes, and they wasn't doing all that back then. And, the KRS ones, and, in that era, because it was all about the, what was going on politically. It was all about that back then. It wasn't, the hip hop has really changed,
Right. They had to stop that,
Right. It went from, this political thing, fight the power, to, bounce it over here, this and that. No, and to me, it has went from being really from a I don't even want to say, I'll just leave that alone. But, I feel like, it just has went in a whole nother direction for me. So like this new stuff, I don't even listen to. I still listen to the old school. My kids, they are very eclectic when it comes to music. And my grandson's the same way. He's exposed to everything. He's exposed to rap. He's exposed to rock. He's exposed to big band music. He's exposed, because we're just a musical family. But getting back to it, I think it's totally inappropriate, for kids to be listening to that type of music. Because what kills me today, you have these little kids, they know who the rappers are. They can, know all these lyrics, but they don't recognize an A from a Z. Right. It's ridiculous. And, why is a child even involved in that, about guns and shooting? The mind is a terrible thing to waste.
They're being groomed.
And it's ridiculous, because, I grew up in the hood, but we didn't go to public school. We went to Catholic school, and then when I went to high school, I went to public school. But what I'm saying is, we were children. We were children. We were not involved in stuff, back then. We were not involved in stuff that was not of a child. We couldn't sit around listening to grown people's conversations. When my mother and them was playing cards, we had to go to the back room. Whatever they was doing, we had to go to the back room. We wasn't exposed to all this stuff. Kids are exposed to everything. It's like TV.
These days, the
is their educator.
Growing up blunts with the parents.
They are. TV is their educator. TV is their babysitter. It's just like it's crazy. It really is.
I appreciate that that reply.
Can I say
Ms.
something
Clark,
real quick? She is so right, Mike. I just have to say something real quick.
Go ahead.
You are so right, and the power is in the hands of the parents to try to help them and guide them through things. I know when they go to school or whatever, they're gonna get exposed to whatever, but you really do have a chance to like help mold them by monitoring what they're listening to. Because I'm gonna tell y'all something, this stuff gets dark. To what they're listening to gets very dark, and and it gets to the point that that stuff infiltrates your house. The kids start being rebellious in the house. The parents don't be understanding what's wrong with my baby. She got something in her ears all day telling her to be like this. And it's a very hard thing to fight something that's attacking you spiritually and mentally. Like this, your mind, body, and soul is your three main zones. And those things are being attacked constantly. I can sing a song to you and say, "You so beautiful. I think you can make it. Fight the power. Go to school. Educate yourself. Be great. You're a powerful black woman. Invest in yourself." Or I can tell you, "Shake your booty hole, brown. Get on down." You know what I'm talking about? Because I want to groom you. And so if I'm letting an 8-year-old hear these things and these sexual things, then you're grooming them. So y'all got to understand, everything is about destroying that next generation, not having no mercy upon each other, murder yourself, and everything that's being taught have a purpose behind it. Keeping prison system full. You getting your livers and guts took out of you every time you get shot down and killed. Keeping females pregnant all the time so you can get their stem cells in their uterus and get the melanin. I need you to rap about this. It's going to cause that, and I can make money from this destruction. And so until you take control of your own destiny, then you're going to either be doing you or you're going to be doing somebody else. And if you're doing somebody else, they're going to lead you down the wrong path.
You know what? I got to step in here real quick. Something that you said when you started talking about the gels and everything. And another thing, too, these young people, they emulate all of this. Even from the videos, they emulate all this twerking and thing. And they think this is the way to go. It is crazy. It's like these young ladies, they're not showing. Back when I was growing up, you loved having a lot of respect for yourself. It's like the self-respect has went out the door now. It really has. And then the jails, I mean, it has become, it's nothing but, it's a institutionalized slavery. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
Institutionalized slavery. I mean, and that's what it is.
I don't mean to cut you off, Dr. Thompson. I just want to allow everyone to have a time to chime in. I just wanted to see if Ms. Clark had anything she wanted to, and then we're gonna hit you, Enqi, and then we're gonna see if we can move to another subject.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with what all of you are saying. I get it. Right now, just admitting how much information is just on social media makes an impact on everybody, and these kids are suffering. They're suffering, the generational curses that's passed down already to them. Like hearing some kid rapping like that, I think about what his parents is like. I think about what his grandparents is like. He wouldn't have been able to do that in a different household. That wouldn't have been okay. The first initial thought I was thinking was whoop his ass. Like, seriously, take all that shit away, strip it down, whoop his ass, and then tell him why he deserved it. Show him what that means. Show him you not about that life. Not in my house. So
I didn't have my fair share.
Hey, show him
Dr.
what
Thompson,
a Glock
Dr.
really
Thompson.
do.
Let me say this.
Let him get in. Let him get in.
Wait, let me say this. Look,
with no gun,
because
boy. You ain't
because
never
listen.
got hit in the face with no gun. That thing blow your flesh apart. It blow your bones
nothing
out your
cool
body.
about that
You
shit.
you
Ain't
you
nothing
you
cool
can't never
about
walk for years. You talking about something you don't know nothing about.
And let me tell you, the thing is, a lot of times we're learning about this backwards from outside of the community space, so we never get to the root issues, right? A large part of the root issues of the behavior we're seeing manifest from our babies is because our babies are not seen. Our babies are not heard. People do not raise their children. So this is why you got maybe a 4-year-old twerking, or, you know, a young man attracted to fear, or being able to instill fear in those around them, because at least people will see me, people will hear me. There's an effect to people that have jobs. You know, you wake up in the morning, you send your kid off to school. Boom. Before your kid is able to go to school, you send them off to daycare. By the time you pick your kid up from after school or the after daycare after the school, it's 7, 8 o'clock. Right. Only thing you could do at that point is feed him and put him down. So right. you spent maybe 1 or 2 hours with your child. The children are ignored. Nobody's really listening to these babies and really spending time with them. And it starts at home. That's you know what I'm saying? So when you spend more time with children, just listening to them, things get different. You know what I'm saying? Right. Hopefully, if the visual froze, hopefully my voice didn't, because we really have to spend more time protecting our babies and listening to our babies. They'll tell you what they want. They'll tell you what they're looking for if we just listen to them.
Yeah.
They want to be great.
Going to another point, you know, a lot of people, parents, young parents or whatnot, in addition to all of the stuff that they need to heal from themselves right now, they think that's cool. They're trying to trend and go viral. You know, they rather exploit their children for the views than educate their kids and show them that that's not cool. You know, explain to them, or just, you know, like even just the community themselves, like the hood is the jungle. Like, it's gone through so much hell, and this is how people are living. You may be from it or whatnot. You know, just learning to be more involved in a community in a more positive light.
Let me add something to what you're saying, sis.
Dynamic to that, you know, like. But yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Let me just add something to what you're saying right there. People follow the example of people that think children want to do better than what they want to live better than the last generation. So what happens is people follow examples of whatever they think could get them a shortcut to where they need to go. And if you look, remember, it was Kim Kardashian's mom that filmed her and Ray J and then sold the movie and did the contract and the rights and all that. Right? So when you say, you know, parents are trying to go viral of their kids, it's because there's been a blueprint provided at the highest level of sacrifice. And every day when the people that commit the sacrifice are praised, it tells the masses that that's the direction to go in. Mm-hmm. So that's why, again, the onus of what success is even has to be changed. Because if success is based on just having some money, then there's no rules. Every set of morals goes off the table. It doesn't matter. Just do anything to amass some cash. But the moment that we reestablish, it's not about having money. It's about what you do with the money. If you running around telling niggas you a millionaire and you got 10 cars and you looking like John Morant, goofy ass, dropping $60,000 in a strip club, then niggas need to discuss that, and niggas need to be saying these things with names instead of generalities. Like, we need to be saying, John Morant, you're a goofball for throwing $50,000 or $60,000 in a strip club, and you have not opened up that many businesses in your neighborhood. I think that every time you drop 50,000 somewhere, you need to be celebrating dropping 50,000 on a laundromat or a hair salon in your neighborhood. But if you haven't done those things, I don't think you've earned the right to be respected in a certain type of way. Like, that's the thing that we really got to establish. It's not about getting money.
Can I say something? I really agree with that. I want to say two things about that.
Yeah.
Number one, I've seen a lot of NBA players go through 180 million. They was young, they get all this money, and then they spend it all, and then the NBA contracts is over. You start hitting them 50s and 60s, the money gone. And so they didn't protect the bag while they had the chance to get this large lump sum of money. And for some odd reason in our community, we don't learn financial discipline. We got that programming where as soon as we get $1 in our pocket, we have to spend it. So either you're saving or you spend it, and we go on the side of spending and that I want to bling out, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to spend my money on frivolous things. And I think at some point in life, I know I had money. I suppose I brought my Macintosh and my computers, and I'm sitting there spending money on all other stuff trying to impress people. And I was under that spell of programming, and I had to realize what that was doing.
What happens when you have a situation where, you know, and I'm gonna use, you know, Nipsey Hussle as an example, because a lot of times when Black people get money, the first thing they do is want to move to either a white community. Like Black people that get money don't want to live around Black people. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna say about that, Mike. I don't say they don't want to live around Black people. They want to live around other successful Black people. Okay, you got to remember. I know different levels of Blacks. I know the Deltas. I know the doctors. I know the Qs. I know the judges. So I know different levels of Black people. I get to do art, so I understand.
But so far as even with that being said,
HG, what he's trying to say is, and this is
I get what he's saying.
It's not enough Black suburbs, though. Listen to what I'm saying.
Right.
When you leave the neighborhood, there's not an option of leaving the neighborhood for a better place where it is all us there. You know what I'm saying? So technically, you faced with this option of you stay in the hood where the crack is across the street. And you know did you freeze up on y'all? Keeping it real. Or you leave the neighborhood, and chances are you're gonna live amongst white folks and you know, Indians and Greeks and, you know. But so my thing is this: the substance is not about really where you live. The substance is about where your work lives and where your legacy lives. Because I can live on the moon and continue to apply myself in Detroit, Chicago, Philly, and the Bronx. Like, a lot of people said I was crazy when I moved to Detroit because I had the option to move to LA or Las Vegas, you know, where, you know, people like, oh, it's, you know, and I'm like, nah, I'm going to where we at. You know what I'm saying? To build me from there. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's based honestly on how I was raised. You know, that's what I'm saying. The principles that was instilled in me. And what I'm telling you is, and I'm speaking from a completely different space. What I'm saying is I got these principles put into my mind by guys that were selling heroin that ran around with guns every day. These didn't come from preachers, pastors, and teachers and nice people. I'm saying that the men that raised me up, they were community-based people because that's where the bar was set for them. Tough, strong men in that time period raised their children. Tough, strong men stuck through relationships with their ladies that they made the children. Like tough was a different type of, it was defined differently.
I was raised by one of them dudes.
Yeah, tough was being able to have a gun in your belt and have somebody offer you a fight and you take off your coat and the gun, you fight, however that goes down.
Right.
You get your coat, your gun, and you might still be talking crazy like, yeah, nigga, because I didn't get the best of it. We got to come back tomorrow and do this again. You caught me out here in my dress shoes and my slacks. I'm going to bust your ass when I put these sneakers on. Like, it wasn't the setting of the brain, the goals were. Like, even earlier, sis said, let me show you. Even earlier, sis said, we went from fight to power. We went from fight to power to
Booty Town, Brown Down.
Right? The #1 TV show is Power. So it's about using the drugs in the street to attain the power, where before it was about being strong enough to resist the power. Mm-hmm. And that's where, and I'm gonna get off my land the plane. I'm gonna land my plane right now. This is where the confusion, and this is how it was like a flick of the wrist. how they manipulated the community and to get the young kids to start to worship the guys that was in prison. Now, this is an important piece to this, because it started out as revolutionary men that were resisting the system. And so they were being jailed, and the community would celebrate them because they were jailed for resisting the system. Because again, the parents, the elders didn't spend the time and transmit those values to the next generation. The next generation only knew what they saw, but they couldn't properly interpret what they saw. They didn't know what they were looking at. These men were celebrated not because they came home from prison, but because they could survive all the shit that they had to in order to keep their morals intact. This is a totally different thing than just being randomly celebrated because you went to prison. And these guys in prison is doing anything, raping each other, and all kind of shit. Then they come home and they get celebrated like they did something. No, chances are you're a pedophile, a rapist, and you probably need to go back. You didn't get rehabilitated in there. You became a better criminal. This is what's going on the way our prison system is set up. You got rapists go to jail. They go to jail with other rapists. So what do you think they talking about? Rehabilitating? No, they talking about how not to get busted. You got guys that do burglaries, go to prison, hang out with other burglars, and they learning how they made mistakes, how to get back out and do more burglaries without getting busted. You got young guys that deal drugs going in jail. They want to mingle with the Meeches and all these other guys and figure out trade secrets. Hey, what was you doing? Damn, this is how I got caught. Oh, well, that's how you got caught. You should have been doing this. If you would have did that and had, like, that's what the system.
And you know what?
Wait. Give me 1 second. Because I gotta let my homie Meeting of the Minds hop in. Now, based off your experience Meeting of the Minds, what would you say to what Enqi just said in regards to being a rapist, going in there trying to figure it out? They talk amongst each other, then how to do it better the next time, and with burglary and all that.
It's mind over matter. I agree with the brother on because I mean, it's common sense. If you do go to prison, why wouldn't you go and find out your mistakes? I mean, you should know where you went wrong. That's like the first step of admitting, okay, I did this wrong. This is how I ended up here. And you start your life from there. I think it's easy to sit in and try to envision how somebody would think. And I'm speaking from a perspective of somebody who went, I went to prison for robbery. So I'm looking at that from a robber's perspective. As you said, I went in there and I was around other robbers. And we all talked about our mistakes. But I didn't think about my mistakes to get back out there. I haven't been back there since. I'm the first person in my family to go to Africa. I'm the first one to have a black business. I'm the first one to get like $45,000 a year off of Facebook selling medallions. Like I'm the first out of my family, the convict. A lot. Matter of fact, better than everybody that been to school and everything. But I think it's a false narrative when you say that this is what they do up in there, because you got to remember that what you're looking at now, when you look at prison now, you're looking at like a new generation of single mother raised gangsters and black men that's up in there.
These are facts.
When I left prison in 2010 from doing 18, I did 18 years. I went in there at 19 years old in 1992 and I got out in 2010. So I did 18 flat and I got out. And even I seen the transition when I was in there of the regular dudes who come in who had fathers at home and stepfathers. I had a stepfather. Then we seen the transition of the extreme single black man with no father figure, no uncle, no nothing. His uncle's in prison, grandfather in prison, brother in prison. So it's like I seen young men go up in there and you can tell no home training, no nothing, single mother raised, and it is what it is. And they was effeminate, they was slow. It was a lot of components to it.
Yeah,
and it's like,
and that's why the rate of recidivist. That's why they go back so much. Now you broke the mold, but again, you don't fit into the majority of the people coming out. Unfortunately, it would be better if the narrative was most of the brothers are like you, but the reality is most of the brothers, like you just said, they didn't have those influences. So when they come out, they don't have tools.
They didn't have it, but
I also want to add.
Go ahead, sis.
One thing that I just learned or just realized is someone mentioned this on a video I watched. Rap music, hip hop wasn't always hip hop. It was rap. Rap stood for like the revolution of the people. That was the abbreviations of it. Back in the day, it was an expression of, trying to get out of the system the way, shit was built, and a lot of people did go to jail, and it was understood that it was a collective struggle that we were all in, and that was when it was ours before it got exploited, the whole genre and everything. And I think a big part of the promoting of hip-hop has to do with some kind of demonic satanic way of just keeping our people down, like we don't look back at the roots of things. I mean, yeah, we go deep into the storyline and this, that, and third. Everybody knows their favorite rapper, where they came from, their mama, da 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 da.
That part.
But like nobody remembers the collective like tone of what was going on, our power that we had within what we had of our own. It was something that we had, and then it got exploited. I think back to that Common song that, I can't remember the name of it, but he basically talks about the transition of how music got sold, kind of like a bitch on the streets. Like, she put herself out there. She got, for this money, everybody just wanted the bag. And now we sold to the highest bidder or whatever. We just getting whatever, but we don't know nothing about nothing. We don't know nothing about what we have. And so I think about that, like rap music isn't even rap anymore. Like people like, and now it's even broken up into other categories again. Like we got drill music, we got this, we got that. And like a lot of the underlying frequency and tone of this music is mad dark. Going back to like what somebody was saying, like it's dark and it's satanic. Like, it keeps your vibration mad low, keeps you thinking about the next lick you about to hit, the next blunt you about to smoke. Like, and people just stay in that mindset, and it's got a community from the prisons back to the streets. So like,
yeah, absolutely.
All
go
of
ahead.
that.
Go ahead, hit them up, man.
That's it.
I want to speak on something that y'all touched on, and it seemed like everybody agreed, and I totally disagree. When we was talking about the 6-year-old boy, the 7-year-old that's rapping, and y'all was saying how the parents need to, obviously somebody got him studio time, and I agree with all that. Yeah, he's 6 years old. I know he didn't swipe his Cash App card and get the studio time and all that. I understand that. It's some adult that took him up in there. But the point is, we focus on just what he's saying. If he wasn't saying what he was saying something different, we'd be all for it. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure all of y'all agree with Ice Cube. Ice Cube at a time, he was a grown teenager saying what he was saying. He never done that. So what's the difference between a teenager Ice Cube? He never lived none of that, and we celebrate him. But here's a youngster, 6 years old. Okay, he ain't done none of that. What's to say that he won't take that money and do the same thing that Cube is doing?
That's what I feel like I mean when it comes to like the music.
I mean, that's a
and the
valid
culture
point,
of rap just kind of got.
Yeah, but where did you disagree with us though? I think you kind of we agreeing with you. I think we agreeing with you though, brother. I don't see how you're disagreeing with us.
Because they were saying that, well, his word, like with what he's saying, I don't like to hear it, but I'm thinking like, okay, so that's good. He never done that. And so like, look at what we're saying. Man, this little kid, he shouldn't be saying that because he never done it. So what if he did do it? We would say, okay, yeah, that makes more sense right there. So it's like an oxymoron. It doesn't make sense.
Got you. Well, if that message was communicated, if I in any part communicated that, let me make sure let me clear that up. I don't preach that. That's not what I think we was talking about. Was the record labels changing that dynamic and putting that in the children's hearts and minds. We weren't saying that that's how we feel. I was talking about Academics, DJ Academics rant and how he promotes that. You understand what I'm saying? And that becomes the onus in the neighborhood to be quote unquote a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what that becomes. So I don't think, well, I can speak for myself. I don't think I was promoting, that we need the actual 6-year-old to catch a few bodies before he qualifies to go to the studio. What we were saying was that system of qualification was what was instituted into the community that keeps the template where these types of behaviors and acceptable social norms come from. And that's what we really got to get to, is the reason why our children are crying out for help in a variety of ways with some of these behaviors. And we're not really changing the environment that they're growing up in, because that's all it takes.
Let me add something to that, Doc.
These babies and give them a better environment. Go ahead.
I'm gonna add something to that, Doc. What if the message was, I'm trying to do some math. I want to build some real estate. I'm trying to be great. I'm trying to have another fate. I'm trying to go high. Right? What if he was talking about that? What if we had those type of messages going out?
Nobody would buy it.
Nobody want to hear that shit.
Now, guess what? That's the type of music I was raised on, though. I was raised on that type of hip hop when KRS-One would teach us about.
I think we all were. We pretty much all in that stage.
Hold on.
Rakim used to teach me about science. Like, I used to get all my knowledge from those guys. Like, Public Enemy and them used to teach you about fighting. They used to teach us about you heading for self-destruction. What y'all doing? Y'all hip hop, y'all going the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's why I'm saying, that's something I disagree with. I don't agree with the fact that if the youngsters was making intelligent music, nobody would buy it. I think that is the voice of the executives in the music business that steered this music in the direction that it's going in. You know, this is a fact, because we have plenty of gold and platinum artists that have positive music. And you got a whole underground universe where guys are making nice livings, but they're not on TV, they're not on the radio, but they make nice livings off their music with positive lyrics. You just don't see them because mainstream don't promote them. But you got to remember, you can make a nice living by making $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 a year, $100,000 a year. You don't need $1 million to be. So guys now with the internet and the ability to own their own equipment, you got a lot of different types of music that goes under the, and I listen to that music now. My children listen to that type of music now. So I know that there's a market for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a matter of breaking that brainwashing that we don't even know where it came from. Like, we just heard that and everybody started to repeat that. But that's not a fact, because if we go back to the music before the music made that shift in the 90s, you always had a balance. You had booty music, you had virtuous music, you had the block music, you had X-Clan. Like you had
from your Queen Latifah's on down.
So you're saying you think the shift came from the industry and not the artists coming from the environment?
Executives.
There's a paper trail. Wait. There's a paper trail. It's not about thinking. Hold on for 1 second. This is not about thinking.
You have to agree to do it.
Hold on. When these companies invest in private prisons,
now
there's a paper trail. The school. Listen, the school that DJ Vlad graduated from. Hold on. You got to pay attention to this, because now you start to see things connect. If we look at Vlad's contribution to music, the rap culture, and then we say to ourselves, okay, well, wait a minute. Who is DJ Vlad? Well, Vlad comes from a college in California, and his college in California is like the #1 university that supports the private prisons and the private prison pipeline.
And he's sending them right there.
So there's like I said, and this is why I said earlier at the beginning, one of the most disturbing things for me about these labels is that most of these labels are actually attached to banks and functioning as banks blindly, because they're presenting themselves as a music company when most of them are not. The big ones are not. They started off as a technology company and they merged with a bank. And so this is why the entire music business is predicated on receiving a loan and then paying back the loan and managing your interest and managing your points and managing percentages. And this is why over years, we're making all the music, but we keep none of the money because that conversation of banking and interest and loans and all that is not a part of the music. We're teaching our kids in order to be rappers, you need to rap and Draco and blah, blah, blah. When really, if you wanted to really understand the business, it's banking. This is the reason why we look around. Look what's happening right now in Israel. Look what's happening in Israel right now. Look what happened to Nick Cannon when Nick Cannon brought Reza Islam onto his platform and damn near lost his whole $1 billion life industry that he built up because Reza Islam offended a group of people. And
you talking about you talking not Professor X.
It was the Reza Islam interview. Professor X brought him up there. But either way, but my point is they offended that group of people that we know what group of people I'm talking about. And what I'm saying is that group of people
talking about Jewish people.
It's your channel. I'm gonna let you do that. That group of people runs the music industry and they make all of the money. They keep the money that's generated. They don't go broke after a few albums. And they don't allow the things that we say in the music about ourselves to even be said by other people about them. They will shut your platform down, shut your channel down. They will shut you down if you were to put out messages about killing them, or it's cool to clap them with any kind of thing. If you was to make songs about disrespecting their women, they like literally, they are absolutely a 360 degree in terms of morals, respect, and reputation with how they handled themselves and their people to how they handle the business that they are the progenitors of, that we think is black business, but we don't keep the money. So you know it's not really black.
I got a question then, Doc. 1 second, Doc. I got a question. Doc, so what's the solution? How do we control our fate?
Just by controlling our fate. No reason to get a record deal.
Prince told us to create your own game and do your thing.
Listen, we the talent. We are the talent.
So if it's just that,
if we walk out of the NFL's whack. If we walk out of the rap business is whack. If we walk out of basketball is whack. So we got way more power.
We got 100 other things if we walk out is gonna be whack too.
Hey, so we got all the power.
Gymnastics to everything else.
But now that takes us to this whole unity thing, because we keep saying we got the power. We got the power. We got power.
I disagree.
They gonna keep y'all divided. Let me tell you, they made a rap song say, "I don't trust niggas, I don't trust bitches, I don't trust nobody." That meant to keep y'all divided. I don't trust niggas, I don't trust bitches, I don't like nobody, I don't like none of y'all. These are songs to keep y'all divided. You understand? Y'all spend 1.4 trillion. Y'all got all the talent. You can't get together. Now, J. Edgar Hoover told y'all last that the biggest threat to this bitch is black unity. He said, I'm finna burn up. They burned every bar. Black
unity down. Like is a figment of our imagination. Like that don't exist.
You do not want to play with a $1.4 trillion industry.
You disagree with black unity being a figment of our imagination?
Yes.
Y'all better keep them niggas down. Keep them down. Tear them up. Keep them divided.
Yes. Black unity absolutely exists, but the problem is that we don't understand what unity is. Listen, we don't know what unity is. We think that unity is doing this.
So
listen, we hold on. I'm going to explain to you.
Listen, would you mind over matter?
No, let me explain it to you. We think unity means a bunch of people doing the same thing. That's not unity. That's why we all taking the L. You don't need 10 people all doing the exact same thing to be unified. That's not how that works. We need a construction worker. We need a policeman. We need a nurse. We need a teacher. We need this guy. We need that guy. We need people in different spaces doing different things, unified in their morals, unified in their mindset, unified in what they're going to do with their networks and resources that they've accumulated throughout their individual courses in life. See, when we try to put the unity as a way to smother people's individuality, we already lose before we start. We don't have to all be doing the same thing to be unified.
Once None of us on this panel right now. Away, though.
That's it. None of us on this platform are unified.
Nothing or nothing. You
right. None of us do the same thing every day. But most of what we're saying, we're unified in. Right now, we're unified in the fact that we all agree that that 6-year-old was saying has to be stopped right now. Period. Now, we may disagree on the way to do it and how to strategize it and blah, 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 but we already on the same page. We already agree.
Go ahead, hop in there, man. Over matter.
I want to speak for myself on this right here. I'm not in agreement with that right there because I'm looking at it from this perspective right here. I've been listening, and it's like a lot of what I hear.
So you support the music that the 6-year-old was making?
A lot of what I
agree that that's good music.
It's the beat sounded good. I don't like what he's saying, but I'm in acceptance of reality. We just established that little kid, he doesn't do any of that right there. So that means he's a square. He doesn't do that. So he's saying that to get some money. You got grown adults doing the same exact thing. So it's like, I'm not going to sit here and pass judgment and say, oh, that little kid needs to be. What's the older man's excuse? Why is he doing it?
But do you think that the fact that you agree with it would further
it doesn't do anything
about it? Like, I was going to say, I feel like your opinion doesn't hold any value to that particular incident.
I wish that little boy well. Listen to what I'm saying. I don't like what he's saying. I don't like that he has to do that to get money. But
I feel like that is like somewhat the root of the problem. And going back into like unification and stuff like that, I was going to be like, the Jews do have like a strong armor around them, and they did their, like, and it came over time, like they got that. They did their part in making sure their community is set for generations to come. If there was a way that the Black community collectively and individually could.
So what way do you think that is? Because you can't state how great another race is and then say that, well, if we can, how do you think we can?
We learn from what they do. That's all. You can learn from somebody else.
Can I say this real quick? Because I'm listening to this, and I do think the Black community does have unity. I do think the Black community does have a strong connection. When I grew up, it was like, if another Black person seen you doing wrong, because that's the era I grew up, they would whoop your behind and then tell your parents, and then your parents would whoop your behind. Like they always say, it takes a village, but it takes a village in every aspect. In the school system, in the church, wherever it takes a village. They have a scripture, Proverbs 23:7, which is one of my favorite scriptures, because it says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So basically, whatever you think is what you become. So that's why I'm such an advocate for promoting positive reinforcement for these kids, because I work with teens too. I'm a teen Sunday school teacher, my husband and I. And these kids, they bring a lot of things to us, because when I talk to these kids, I want to know, what are you going through? Because the world is different now. What I was dealing with in school, these kids is dealing with a whole nother genre. They dealing with the gangs. They dealing with sexual identity. They dealing with, the drugs. They dealing with self-esteem. And the list goes on and goes on. The peer pressure, social media, the social media bullying, and the list goes on and on and on. So my thing is, even working for young ladies from 4 to 9, because you have to get them when they're young. I promote positive reinforcement in these young women. You are great. You are beautiful. You can be whatever you want to be. I do not deal with the negative. Okay. I don't focus on what they can't do. I focus on what they can do. Because that's what's right. Because the school system, people don't notice the school system beats our kids up, especially our African-American males. Because I'm going through a situation with my grandson right now. He is 6 years old. He is so smart. He took his assessment test, scored off the chart. You hear me? But the school systems do not like to see little Black boys like that. When you're in a school system where it is
rapping like that.
They don't want to see this, because here he is, a African-American young man, and he's smart. So how do they get our boys that smart, our Black kids? Oh, they want to shoot them up. Oh, their behavior, their ADD, their ADHD. They're none of that. But see, this is a way to get them in those special ed education groups, isolate them, put them in the behavior. Now this kid who's smart, who didn't have a behavior problem, he in a behavior class, he gonna have a behavior problem because when in Rome, do as the Romans, okay? So, it's like, and then there's so much stuff going on. It's like a genocide against our people, and people don't see it. And they break them down. They break them down in the school system. They break them down in the jobs. They break them down, in the world. Our kids hear enough of, oh, you can't do this. You can't be this. You can be anything you can be. You can be anything. I mean, I grew up in the hood.
That's right.
And my grandmother always said to me, don't ever walk around with your head down. You ain't got to, your head ain't got to be down for nothing. You the greatest thing that happened. And I believed it. And I believed it. And, and so this is what I'm saying. I just promote just positivity with our kids because, like I say, the little boy, he's 6 years old, come on now, an adult, they can rap. Adult, when you're an adult, you can do whatever you want to do. You are an adult. But when you are a kid, somebody got to have what are you doing? Exploiting your child for money? A little 6-year-old kid don't need no money. He got parents. That's their job to take care of him.
Right.
They're exploiting this kid is what they're doing. There's no way. I don't care. Now, people see it differently. No way, no 6-year-old kid need to be sitting up there talking about no Glocks and all this and that. No. He's a 6-year-old kid. Just like you got him talking about them Glocks, reverse that.
That's
Talk about something else. Talk about something positive. Talk about being a lawyer. Talking about being a judge. Promote that. Promote that. So our community can go in a different way. Because I believe we still have unity out there. I just think we need to channel it in different areas. We need to get back to that like it was when we were growing up. A village.
Thank you, sister.
You hit it right on the head. You hit it. Look. You hit it right on the head.
Yeah. I agree. 100%. I mean, I definitely feel like if we, like, so much of us, and we're all exploited to the negativity in our community, to how they're exploiting it and everything. And it does waver people away from a lot of the positive things, the positive people out there that's been working hard day and night. I mean, we literally are always looking at trending things. Nobody's able to even scroll and think for themselves anymore. And so I commend you for just stepping out and just, reminding all of us hey, we here. Y'all ain't hear us though. We trying over here. We in the schools, we in the church, we into this, we into that. They are here. And I feel like it's our responsibility to echo that light to our children. Every individual in the community. You see somebody, some kid doing something wrong. You don't have to, beat them or whatever. You speak to them yes,
and
young
you
man.
give them that love.
Let me correct you. Let me show you what I would do for my son if you was my son. Come to them correct. I feel that. Yeah.
That's right. I had to come to a group of teenagers the other day. They was outside smoking, and the spirit just said, "Go and talk to them." And as soon as I walked to them, they like, "Oh, big homie, we don't play no games." And I had to talk to them and tell them what I need to tell them. And then I came with that place of love, and I just told them about their greatness. And we have to understand that we have to deposit life into each other. It's okay to be a little 6-year-old rapper, but you're depositing death into me. And I might not be doing this now, but what I'm saying is I'm going to eventually believe it. And I'm going to put it in my subconscious. And I'm going to put my hands on a gun, and eventually I'm going to be killing somebody. In my household, I wouldn't want no kid talking like that, honestly. I'd be like, wow, you know what I'm saying? You'll be like,
now, Rashawn, let me ask you,
Mike. Let me just say this, and I
go ahead.
want to say, guys, is that I've watched hundreds of parents put their children in football. I watched hundreds of black parents put their children. They all on the college TV. They all at Grambling. They all up at Prairie View, Alabama. These black men out here, y'all, they doing their thing. See, we never really focus on all the fraternities and all the brothers that's out here doing. Mike, what you're doing in your community work, all these things is still going on, guys. And we really do spend our time focusing on the negative, but we do have young black brothers out here that got IQs that's off the charts. And we got sisters out here that's running so fast across the track. Black inventors that shaped this whole planet, from the tricycle to the stoplight to the reason why your light bulb get to stay on longer. So we have been here doing these things, and we have been here innovating and investing in this country and ourselves as a people. And all we got to do is try to bring, try to help our loved ones and try to put them on game. But keep having those community things going on. Keep putting them in soccer. Y'all can go around. It's a lot that our black boys are doing. And the parents who don't know what to do, they send them to the coaches and they send them to the pastors. And we still got to remember those boys, because they are out there. And all we got to do is deposit that love in each other. If I tell you, Mike, you can do it, and I'm proud of you, or I can tell you, nah, nigga, go get a clock and pop a shot, you puss ass nigga. What am I depositing into your soul? So I'm going to deposit some in you. Hey, man, keep eating healthy so you can, and keep working out and doing your push-ups, and keep reading books so you can strengthen your math. And when you deposit in each other and you deposit it into the children, and you give them a little sunlight and some water and some fertilizer, then you're going to reap what you sow. You're going to reap good fruits. But if I'm out here reaping destruction, then I'm going to reap the seeds of destruction. If I'm out here not getting up every day going to grind, then I'm going to reap a broke ass pocket. You understand? So you reap what you sow out here. Whatever you putting out here, that's what you're going to get back. So I try not to really speak negative stuff. I try to tell the universe, I need a bunch of money because I want to build land and do. I tell the spirit what I want to do with money, because I don't want to just have my art blow up and I get money and then I just be like some wicked fool with money. Because let me tell y'all something. When my father was on his deathbed, he didn't ask for more money. He didn't say, nigga, I need to make 50,000 more. He wanted more health. He wanted more time on earth. He wanted more time with his family and his wife and his kids. He wished he was doing those things. So he wasn't dying talking about, man, I need the bag. I need the bag. You ain't even thinking about no bag. He wanted to spend it all on getting better. So I started saying, wait a minute, it ain't about money. It's about spending time with your loved ones and going out there traveling and investing in yourself and doing what's great and trying to help others. But everything else, guys, we're going to have that point in life where we're going to have to cross that bridge. And it ain't going to be about the bag or none of that stuff. It's going to be about the quality of life you live and what did you do with your time and investing in your gifts and talents that God gave you. That's why they don't want you to think about nothing but money, because you can be an inventor. You can be the next designer. You can be the next scientist. I've only got you thinking like this and this. You say, fuck all my gifts and talents. I only want to do this. And you become the Pied Piper, and I lead your ass to destruction. So you have to be able to read books and think for yourself and have value in yourself. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Go ahead, Mike.
No, well said, well said. And actually, I would like to kind of end on that note. It was a lot of other things I wanted to talk about, but we've been on here an hour and a half. We're gonna be doing these every Sunday from 7 p.m. to about 9 p.m. So that'll be the time slot. All of y'all absolutely welcome to come back. I'll make sure, I'll shoot y'all the link if y'all can make it that next Sunday. Cool. If you can't, we'll catch you on the Sunday after that. Is there anything that anyone wants to say in closing? We're not going to all agree on everything. Everybody handled themselves with professionalism and respect. I'm proud of everybody of how everyone conducted themselves, whether agree or disagree or anything. And is anything that anyone wants to say in closing?
Yeah, I do. This is Dr. Thompson. I just want to say, just invest in our kids, invest in our kids. And thank you for shouting out to the HBCUs, because I'm an HBCU baby. And I do believe
absolutely.
keeping it.
Miss Clark, would you like to say something on the closeout?
Honestly, the only thing on my mind is just continue to pour into each other, shine light, start to be more positive and softer. We all are struggling, but we have to push past the negativity, the struggle, the hurt, the pain, and support each other in the light. And I appreciate you for inviting me on this platform. I appreciate meeting all of you.
as well.
Yeah. And I look forward to many more conversations. And yeah, I'll say we all did conduct ourselves quite well. Like this is my first time like really talking and chiming into like a more elevated conversation about stuff. And I think I did a great job.
Oh, you did absolutely great. You did absolutely great. Mind over matter. Go ahead and hit me with your closing statements.
Yeah, I was gonna say it definitely was a good discussion. On the next one, I like to let's get on one of those topics and then kind of like break it all the way down. And like you say, everybody, it was respect there because we don't agree on a lot of issues. I think a lot of times in discussions like this, people assume a lot of things. Like I was hearing a lot of scriptures and a lot of things about God. It's like I'm thinking like, why is everybody assuming that? I believe whatever you believe. It's like we got to understand that a lot of us don't believe or think the same way others think. A lot of us are living different lives. We out here struggling with depression. There's Black mental health issues. There's a lot of things that different people have going on, or they may have no issue. They may be living their best life. You never know. But the thing is that you're wrong to assume that someone is thinking on that same path that you are, and we're totally not.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Rashawn, go ahead. You want to hit him with something on the ending, or you good?
Yeah, I just want to say that life is a great gift. It's a once in a lifetime journey. I don't know what's gonna happen after this, but I'm giving it my best shot now to try to tap into my gifts and talent. You can see my art behind you, my fashion, my design. I dedicated my life to it. I still work 2 or 3 jobs to pay my mortgage, and I think everybody should eat fruits and veggies and drink and work out and challenge themselves and wake up just like the sun every day and shine. And if you do feel yourself down and messed up, get through the gray clouds, and you are in control of your destiny, and you are the master of your fate, and you shouldn't let nobody bend their will upon you, but you should bend your will upon them. And and um and I hope to live to 100 years old. That's it. Now, that's it. Yeah.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, in closing, like I said, I want to thank everybody for coming. These discussions are just discussions, and I've always said with every live I've done is it's to educate, enlighten, mainly our youth. So whoever runs across this video, whether they 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever, teenager, if they could get anything positive out of this conversation or anything that could help them move forward and be more progressive and help themselves, help them families, and that trickle into the communities in any type of way, then I did my job. And that's what this is for. Whether we agree on everything or disagree on some things, I think, like I said, everyone conducted themselves respectfully. And, I appreciate it. And we'll see y'all next time, next Sunday, 7 p.m. We're doing this every Sunday.
I want to say one more thing, Mike.
Go ahead, bro.
When they did a scan of the human body, 2 of the strongest energies that you can have is being happy is number 1. You can fully heal. Your whole body is glowing when you're happy. And number 2 is love. Love is the second thing that radiates this strong healing energy from the body. So happiness got to come from within, and love. And these things, you vibrate differently. And this is scientific. And if you build things with love, it grows. And if you speak destruction, then it withers. That's just it. So it's just about love and being happy and choosing joy and happiness. And if you have problems in your life, choosing solutions, not staying stuck in the rut and being frustrated, but using that powerful mind that God gave you to get out of these situations and make it better for you. Because everybody can do better. I can, and I'm sure we all can. And that's all I want to say. For my wife, kick me out the room. Okay?
All right, bro. Appreciate you coming on. So we rolling now. This is to the Street with Factor Entertainment Meet. I'm your host, HG. See you next week, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we out.
Holla.